Right. I'll weld that out fully. And then we'll carry on. I got the upper bars. Got them bent. We'll start doing things. And see what happens. Yeah, I'm man enough to show my welds. Quite a bit of welding on this thing. But figured I'll weld it all up. What's out of the car? Oh, there we go. I'll weld it all up, put what's out of the car. And then we'll have the back section sort of sorted out. And then we'll put the front bars on. And then the thing and the stuff. So we're getting somewhere. It's not a dead project, even though I don't post very much, very often. It's taken a long time, but life, you know. But things are progressing, so not really focusing that well. That's okay. The little Everlast is doing okay. All right. So we got dump valves here. This one over to the local Princess Auto. Oh, computer's all fucking up here. Skip for now. Okay. Went over to Princess Auto. Got these cheapy China-made 2-way, 2-position, normally closed valve. Got 2 of them. I'm going to do a 2-stage, 2-step, 2-channel, 2 whatever. Dump valve, dealio. Hughes Performance one's like huge money. It's just a hydraulic valve. Oh, what the heck's that's all about? Anyway, so these particular valves here are Blue Point. They're rebranded. They are China. Where is it? China. They have Cata Hydraulics. Another number on them right there. There are different valves on the market that all look the same. There's an electrical connector here. I still have to get some plugs. Looks like it threads in. So, hold on. I'll be modifying my stock valve body and pump. We got a case here. I got we also got, that's a stock. We also got a 10 disc drum. And what else is this? What else do we got here? Oh yeah, and we got the fancy servo right here. So we want to modify our own valve body and our pump. Make my own bracket off of here. Mount those two valves. Cage is coming along good. Slowly but surely, we're getting there. We'll make our own system. Our own dump setup. Not looking forward to drilling a hole in the case, but it is what it is. Alright, so, and I was messing around. I got a cathedral port head on here and a rec port head, and they do line up, but obviously the port kind of goes down. It kind of dog legs down. Just in case you're curious, you can use a rec port on a rec port intake on a cathedral port head. You can't. So I have a cathedral port head on this side and a rec port on that side. Rec port intake. I have another one of these coming for cathedral port. Summit actually had a sale on them, so I snagged one up. It's on the way. So we're going to carry on building the car. I decided to put the turbos up this way sideways, run an intercooler, water to air inside the car, build a top plenum, and then go through the firewall. I'm going to try to keep everything under the hood. But I guess I'll get the engine out of this thing, finish the cage up. Once we get our cathedral port intake, we get our whole engine built, then it's a simple swap out the cathedral port stuff, put the rec port stuff in, and everything will bolt right up. It'll be all seamless. So there's where we're at now. I gotta jump back on the cage. It's been a long time since I posted a video. I know I do this for fun, but I probably should post some more. I apologize. All right, before I throw this crank out, what does the long crank mean? It means that. That's your standard LS. That's your 1999, 2000, 6-liter LQ4. So there you go. Your standard LS, your 1999, 2000, 6-liter LQ4 crank. That's going in the metal bin at work. I don't need that one anymore. Motor plate showed up. So we're going to mount the engine in the car. I have a chunk of 1 5/8 shimmed up on the main bearings under the car. I measured front and back on each side. Measured out from the frame to the deck on each side. Wrote her all down. We got a 1/2 inch flare out where the frame rails are 1/2 inch wider on each side. So we measured from the frame to the corner of the block on all 4 corners. We wrote her down, and we have our 1/2 inch on each side difference, so it's centered. The frame rails actually canter out. It's 1 inch wider across there than it is across there. So I have a 1/2 inch wider gap over there and a 1/2 inch wider gap over here on our numbers. So we're this way, we're good. Now I have to worry about this way and this way. All right, so out comes the smart level. Yeah, we'll get her set up. We'll zero it. Come on, zero. Set her on the deck. We will, well, not zero, but we will mess around until we get that where we need it to be. Then we'll put the motor plate on her. Once the motor plate's on, then I could angle the this. We got 2.4 degrees. The car is sitting at, actually let's find out. Oh, that's probably a bad place to go. Oh, rocker. Let's go off the rocker here. We'll zero it out. You see that? Hold on, grab another zero again. Okay. Engine is 1.9 degrees tilted back. We'll go more. We'll go with 3. When we get there. But I'm not worried about that angle yet. I'm not worried about that angle yet. I'm worried about this angle. So I'll get the block level. I'll put the motor plate on it. We'll get the mounts hanging there. We won't weld them in. And then we'll angle the block to where we need to go. See, under the car, I got the crankshaft center line. So we're pretty good. So, we're pretty much where we want it to go. Cool of the beans. So we're pretty good this way. Now this is sitting, it's bushed up on, it's actually drywall fiberglass tape. I just bushing the 1 5/8, so it's hanging down. The crankshaft center line's up here. But like I say, it's not super accurate. Crankshaft center line is probably about up here, but you get the idea. We're using what we have. See, I gotta see how it's drooped down. I literally wrapped it with the fiberglass drywall tape. But I'm only using it for the making sure the crankshaft center line is lengthwise, parallel, square, true, whatever with the car. So I'm out a little bit, but it seems to be good. Kind of redneck it. Making a mid plate here, kind of sort of figured out where the center line is going to be for the dowels. Measured over to where the first dowel is going to be. I'll plank a hole in there, and I'll put the bolt through. I'm just using bolts for dowel pins for now. And then I'll sharpen up another bolt for over here, and I'll put the plate on, and I'll go. That'll scratch where the next hole will be, and then I'll keep doing that for all. Then I'll keep doing that for the bolt holes. I'll sharpen a bolt, put it in there, then I'll rotate the plate off of one dowel, and then rotate it off the other dowel, and that'll make an X mark. And then we will make our own mid plate. We're not going to worry about that garbage right there. We're not going to concern ourselves with that right now. Got 2 dowel pin holes plunked into the metal. Add a bolt, threads in. Burn the drill press, and then we'll find the center point of it. Alright. We got an angle grinder with a flapper wheel, and we'll just hold it against the bolt in one steady spot. And then that will buff us down a center point on the bolt. Then we'll put the bolt back into the engine block. Thread it back in until the point is just a little above the surface. We'll put our plate back on. We'll put a dowel hole. We'll put a dowel bolt in there. Swipe it. Then we'll put a bolt on the other side. Swipe it. And then that will make an X point on our steel where that bolt hole is. And then we will repeat the process for the rest of the bolt holes. Then we'll have the bolt pattern on our steel for our mid plate. So let's carry on. All right, so now we've ended up with a bolt, the center point. Okay, let's Just pick this random hole right here. I'll thread them in. Oh, I have to get some pliers. Okay. Might go down a little bit more. Because I don't want to go down too far, I won't be able to get it back out. Thread her down. We'll take our sheath again. Put her on top. This one here, good. Find our dowel. I'll get my fingers out of the way, out of the road. Find our dowel hole, wherever it is, wherever it went. Right there. Okay. I'll put in one of our bolts. Okay. And then we'll, here, I'll do this with my leg here. We'll swing it over. Okay. Then we'll put our other dowel bolt in there. We'll take this one out. Do the same thing. All right. Then we should have. Oh, if I take it over here. Right there. And we have right there. We have 2 scratches. And they intersect. That's our bolt hole. We'll keep doing that for all of them. I don't suggest doing that for a motor plate because you're going to scratch the hell out of the material, and motor plates have to seal coolant between the water pump and the block. So, but for a mid plate, we're good. Got the old zip cut wheel going. These were all rust jacked and junked up. So I figure we'll just cut her out, clean her off there, toss some tubing in there. Bob's your uncle, good to go. These are no joke. There's a hefty bracket in there for the sway bar, and it's heavy. It's pretty heavy. So it's getting a delete. I'm not going to do the whole front chop. I'm just going to chunk of tubing in there, one in there. We'll mount the engine. We'll carry on. And we picked ourselves up another intake. Another low ram dual injector intake, but this cathedral port. Our plan is to build the car, and then if we blow up an engine, it doesn't matter what engine we put into it. A cathedral port, rec port, doesn't matter. Everything will be built. And we don't have to concern ourselves with what cylinder heads are on the car because we'll have both intakes for them. Okay, I'll carry on. Carrying on. Trim, cut, zip, zap, zoo. We still got those bars I have to tie in somewhere. Don't know where, but we'll get there when we get there. I might address the rusted out hood pockets while I'm up here. Might be a good idea. While the engine is out and I don't have to crawl around it. We'll see. Anyway, I shall carrying on. Okay, we got her chopped out, cleaned up a bit. The plate over there. We'll put the plate in there. The plate stuck into that guy there. And then we'll put a thing in there. You'll see. I'm not totally front half in the car. A lot of people just cut the whole front section off the car, but we're not doing that. But we're not doing that. We're going to do it this way. And we will carrying on. We got her in. So we got the one in. And then we're fiddling with the other one here now. I'm using 1 5/8 064 wall. This is not for the cage. It's too thin of a wall for the cage. It's lightweight stuff. Good for other things. I think the cage is 085. Whatever the spec was, I have to look back into it. But that's thin stuff, intentionally trying to save some weight here and there. I know you're saying, well, save weight. Well, just cut the whole front. Well, it's still a street car. You know what I mean? Still building my car the way I want to build my car. All right, since we're going with that style of housing, and I already have the measurements for the bracketry, I'm just going to make a template, a jig off this old bumper here, and we'll build a new axle, new housing. Just because things change. Things change. And we might go with a 4L80E. So we have an 80E and a Power Glide. So we'll probably run both. From time to time, we'll have the option. The car's already set up for a power. The car's already set up for an 4L80E anyway. The cross members move to the back. Still working on that. Building I cleaned up some 4.8 pistons. I'm sitting up top there. We're gonna put a 4.8 together because we have it with the heads that we have, and then the LS3 heads. We'll go on the 6 liter and we'll still build that. We'll put together what we already have just to get us rolling. So a $100 Facebook Marketplace find. So we'll maybe do an 80E. I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, so we'll go ahead and I'll probably make new bracketry.